At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Good evening and welcome here to Hedgesville High School for West Virginia High School playoff baseball action on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube as we welcome you into our pregame show brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. You can buy your next vehicle online and they'll deliver it to you. If you don't like it, they'll take it back. Visit them online at fordofhagerstown.com. Weather and here today, traffic has caused a delay of things for the start of this game in the 4A Region 2 tournament, but it will be the Washington Patriots taking on the Hedgesville Eagles here this evening. I'm Colin McLaughlin. I'll eventually be joined by Trip Tobin, still stuck in traffic on the way here from Martinsburg. Camera crew tonight, one and the only Kyler High. Got Dylan Bishop, our on-site producer, and back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. Washington's path to get here started on Monday with a huge 13-3 win over Musselman in Mercy Rule fashion to advance out of the 3-6 matchup to take on the Hedgesville Eagles tonight, who are the 2 seed in the region. Got a bye as both the 1 and 2 seeds do, the way the structure is for this region tournament. On the other side, it was Martinsburg defeating Spring Mill, so eventually, weather permitting, Martinsburg will take on Jefferson. Right now, that is slated for 6 p.m. tomorrow. If it stays that way, we'll have coverage of that ball game for you on Talk Radio, WRNR TV 10, and WRNR TV on YouTube as well. Let's take a look at how the regular season matchups went between Washington and Hedgesville here, and it was very lopsided affairs both times. Mercy Rule wins for both sides. The first one, it was Washington getting a 11-1 victory over the Eagles back on April 7th, but the next time around it was a big win for Hedgesville at the end of April on the 29th, 10-0. So you saw one side have a great game depending on the day and the other side have a horrible game depending on the day. We'll see how today fares, but for now we'll step aside and take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that 2-minute break, we'll have our coaches' interviews. This is West Virginia High School playoff baseball action on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10. Back in 2 minutes.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Welcome you back here on Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg, TV 10, and WRNR TV on YouTube as we continue pre-game coverage brought to you by Hagerstown Ford for tonight's 4A Region 2 contest between Washington and Hedgesville. We'll now get our coaches' interviews brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? And call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. You can give him a call right now, see where he's at in traffic and how close he is here to the field. First joined by Eric Grove, head coach of the Hedgesville Eagles. Coach Grove, postseason is finally here for your team as you guys receive the bye, being the 2 seed here in the region. What's your mindset heading into the postseason where it's do or die time?
Yeah, you don't know what to expect, just the way that things have laid out. We've got kind of an extra day off, and a lot of people don't want to play at the end of the season. We got our last game rained out, so it was kind of difficult to get a good stretch coming into this. You hope that your senior leadership will, kick in, that have been here and done that, and hopefully they're ready to perform today. And I think our guys seem ready. So it's just how much has sitting around affected us. But the bye was a good thing to earn. Now we just got to go out and do something with it.
Before we kind of get into detail about today's matchup against Washington, ask you, I guess, how you seeded maybe 1 through 6, if you're comfortable sharing here for the area and the region.
I went. It's been like 2 weeks ago now. Jefferson was first. Martinsburg was second, Washington was third, Spring Mills was fourth, Musselman was fifth. We don't vote on ourselves. 2, 3, 4, 5 were real tight for me, and I'm sure we were tight on other people's radar also. It just kind of went on who played who and who beat who. I think I said that right. So,
looking here at this matchup, you guys split in weird fashion throughout the regular season where both games were mercy rule games, one in favor of you guys, one against you guys. This time around, what are your expectations against Washington?
Well, I think they hit probably as well as anybody in our area. So I don't know what to gauge. We played a horrendous game the first time. They probably weren't happy with how they played the second time. So in a kind of an oddball thing like that, I think we got to scratch runs across in the playoffs. I think most teams usually play defense fairly well, pitch fairly well. It comes down to who's going to execute more with runners in scoring position, and it makes me a little nervous about them because they do hit well when they're hitting well. So we'll see what version of them comes here today. They scored a lot of runs their last game they played, and a lot of times you don't score a bunch of runs 2 games in a row, so hopefully that trend continues.
Anything else, Coach?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Best of luck. I'm now joined by Jay Earl, head coach of the Washington Patriots. Coach, your team gets a big win against Musselman to begin this postseason run, hopefully for your team. What did you like from them in that game?
Well, I believe we had 15 hits, so anytime you have 15 hits and put the ball in play that much, you're more than likely you're going to be successful. I liked our hitting that game. Jax came in and threw well, and Ryan Kelly finished them off for us.
New day now as you got some time off with a postponement as well due to the rain yesterday. It's against Hedgesville this time around. You split in the regular season to very lopsided games during the regular season. What's your expectation here heading into this game?
Well, I think tonight will be a lot closer than the previous 2. I think that the way each team played in the previous 2 games was not our best. And I thought we didn't get them their best game the first time, and they didn't get us our best the second game. So I think tonight will be much more competitive. I'm assuming they're going to throw their lefty tonight, and we got Braden on the mound. So I think it'll be a good matchup, and I think it'll be a much closer game.
What have you seen from Braden out on the mound to have him start here in this opportunity? What are you hoping to see from him today?
Well, I hope he controls the strike zone. If he throws strikes, he's usually pretty effective. Got a pretty good fastball. Throws a curveball just enough to keep hitters off balance. And if he throws strikes, he'll do really well tonight.
Anything else, Coach?
Thanks for covering.
Thank you for having us. Best of luck.
Thank you.
That was our coaches' interviews as we continue our pregame coverage here of this evening's contest between Washington and Hedgesville. Let's get into tonight's starting lineups, brought to you by Flora Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or swimming pool. Flora Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown. First for the visiting Washington Patriots, leading off for Washington, second baseman number 5, Trace Howe. Batting second, the third baseman number 4, Sven Dupree. Batting third and playing first base for Washington is number 25, Connor Smith. Batting fourth, pitcher number 24, Braden Edwards. Batting fifth, catcher number 13, Robbie Lopez. Batting sixth and playing in left field is number 6, Landon Brady. Batting seventh for Washington, the designated hitter number 16, Marshall Derrick. Batting eighth in center field, number 7, Jackson Earl. And batting ninth for the Washington Patriots is shortstop number 3, Gabe Schoen. Playing in right field is number 11, Braden Brown. And that is your starting lineup for the Washington Patriots. Now for the Hedgesville Eagles. Leading off for Hedgesville here tonight is left fielder number 12, Cash Dunham. Batting second, center fielder number 6, Landon Pence. Batting third, the catcher number 14, Trenton Canarium. Batting fourth, the second baseman number 24, Jay Vyans. Batting fifth, Tanae for Hedgesville, and playing third base, number 8, Austin Manor. Batting sixth, designated hitter number 11, Brett Pedersen. Batting seventh, the shortstop number 17, Noah Brown. Batting eighth and playing at first base is number 25, Levi Faircloth. And batting ninth, the right fielder number 4, Kaysen, Plogger. And then on the mound for Hedgesville, doing the pitching, number 20, Mason McGill. That's your starting lineups for both teams as both team managers meet with the 4-man umpire crew here tonight. And I know you kind of got your mouth full while you finally join us here, Trip, on the broadcast as well. I don't know probably what took you longer, waiting in traffic or waiting for this full meal that you brought up. You got a burger, 3 tenders with, looks like, what is that, ranch on this side, as well as a green tea. You're living luxurious here at Hedgesville now.
I went to the concession stand and ordered a hamburger or a hot dog, and they said we don't have any, but and here's some burgers and some I said, I'll take a burger. And they said, I said, I'm going up to the concession stand. She said, we'll bring you up a hot dog. I said, no, that's all right. She said, well, here, take some chicken tenders, too. So it's always nice to be liked, you know. So anyway, anybody wants chicken tender up here, they're more than welcome. But yeah, getting it, you know, on Route 9 is a little rough. I don't know, I'm getting a little, things don't seem to be coming through very well on the headset here for me. Can you hear me?
Apologies. It's cutting in and out here. I'll try to switch it over to a different pod here and see if that does any difference for us here. So, again, our apologies. I know, Trip, you're sometimes quiet here and there, but got you as best as we can right now. How do you sound in your headset a little bit?
I sound a little quiet, yeah.
So, continue to try and fix that here, but
people
for
at home
now,
are probably happy about that.
I don't know.
Just kill it.
We'll step aside and let's do a 3-minute break, please, Nick. Back in the studio, a 3-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll have first pitch between Hedgesville and Washington. This is playoff baseball action in the Mountain State on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10. Back in 3 minutes.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
You have choices when it comes to appliance repair, but before you call a large corporate chain, consider what BW Appliance brings to the table. BW Appliance Repair offers fast in-home appliance repair services to the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia, including Jefferson County and Berkeley County. We strive for professionalism, dedication, and honesty. Call us today at 304-279-8858 to schedule immediate service. You can also visit us online at bwappliance.repair.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
May is National Stroke Awareness Month, and WV Medicine would like to remind you it's important to recognize the signs and symptoms and be fast in seeking medical attention. B, balance loss. E, eyesight changes. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. And T, time to call 911. Immediate treatment can decrease the risk of disability and prevent death. This important message is brought to you by WVU Medicine.
The future doesn't wait. Why should you? Blue Ridge Community and Technical College offers over 60 degree and certificate programs in education, IT, culinary arts, engineering, and so much more. Small class sizes, flexible schedules with evening and online classes, affordable tuition, plus financial aid is available to those who qualify. Now you can go to college. Visit us online at blueridgectc.edu. That's blueridgectc.edu. Stop waiting and enroll today.
Back here on Talk Radio, WRNR TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube. As the pregame festivities have concluded, it is now time for first pitch between Washington and Hedgesville. First pitch here in the top of the first, brought to you by the Marys Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg or call 304-263-4343. Our top of the first brought to you by Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, proudly serving the area since 1880. Again, for the Washington Patriots, the lineup looks like this. You got Howe, Dupree, Smith, Edwards, Lopez, Brady, Derrick, Earl, and Schoen going up against on the mound for Hedgesville, Mason McGill, and behind the plate, Trenton Canarium. Your starting batteries brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street, Martinsburg. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. Rest of the defense here for Hedgesville looks like this. At first base, Levi Faircloth. Second base, Jay Vyans. Shortstops, Noah Brown. Third base is Austin Manor. And then in the outfield from left to right goes Cash Dunham, Landon Pence, and Kason Plogger. Trip, I think here during this break we were able to hopefully get a working headset for you. But before we begin, and I'll let you finish your meal here as well, because I know you're coming off your day job. We appreciate you joining us, of course. Also alongside us for the crew today is Kyler Hiron and our camera, Dylan Bishop, the on-site producer, Nick Verzolini, back at the studio. But what are you hoping to see here in this matchup between Washington and Hedgesville this evening?
Yeah, I mean, these two teams have come together twice now. Both of them were 10-run games, and usually when that happens, it's one-sided, one team or the other. But Hedgesville has 10 runs and Mercy Road Washington, and Washington has Mercy Road Hedgesville. So that kind of shows you what happens with these two teams offensively. How when they get going, they're really tough to slow down. So both these pitchers, been phenomenal this year. The Edwards come over, Washington, and they've been throwing the ball pretty well. They have a lot of faith in him. Mason McGill's got video game numbers when it comes to strikeouts per inning. And as a sophomore, his mound presence and what he's able to do is unbelievable. So, but the trick is to keep these two offenses from getting going, because they are very contagious hitters. When one hits, they seem to all hit. So, if these two pitchers can keep these two offenses down, like I believe they will, then we're going to find ourselves in a really good game, like we've seen with Martinsburg and Spring Mills the other night.
And here we go. Trace Howe up the bat for Washington, the lefty against the lefty on the mound, Mason McGill. First pitch is strike one.
Yeah, Trace Huff there.
Huff.
Yeah,
sorry.
Trace Huff.
H-O-U-G-H, wasn't sure. My apologies to Trace as he swings through the next pitch for strike two.
Yeah, that'd be just challenging there. But, yeah, Trace Huff, sophomore for Washington, worked his way up here into this leadoff spot and kept it all spring long here since about his first or second week of the season.
The 0-2 pitch from McGill, fouled straight back by Huff. So that
Huff
keeps the count.
Going to play third base, play second base. Yep. And it's been a great middle infielder all year long for Washington, who coming to the season didn't really have their positions all mapped out. So there was a lot of spots to earn, and Trace earned that spot.
Pitch from McGill. Catches the outside corner. Huff goes down looking for out number one. That'll bring up Sven Dupree here now with one down in the top of the first for Washington.
Went off speed on him there and caught him looking lefty on the outer half. And it's a great pitch there by McGill, who, like I said, is just phenomenal strikeout number for the season.
First pitch now is a big line kick, and the fastball up and into Dupree, misses for ball one from McGill. A 1-0 count now as McGill sets. And the wind-up kick and pitch. And he finds the zone this time to even up the count at 1-1.
McGill's one of the guys that you could name two or three guys, maybe five guys in the EPAC. He's definitely in the line, my list of guys I wouldn't want to face.
The 1-1 fouled off the glove of Canarium for strike two. 1 ball, 2 strike, 1 out, nobody on here in the top half of the first inning for Washington. Washington in the black jerseys with their red pinstripes. Hedgesville, the gold tops, and the blue pants as the next pitch from McGill, high for ball two. The count now 2-2 to Sven. Back-to-back lefties in this Washington lineup as they're facing McGill, another lefty on the mound.
Yeah,
This pitch runs in.
They come with three in a row with Smith on deck, so tough they're tough outs. All of that whole lineup over there can hit. Like I said, when they get these two teams are two of the most offensive teams in the EPAC. When they get rolling, they can really square the ball up. As 1 through 9.
3-2 pitch, called strike 3. Back-to-back backwards K's to begin for Mason McGill on the mound.
Yeah, unbelievable. Like I said, his strikeout numbers this year are just phenomenal, and had them written down there. And I'm just trying to kind of find a little bit of that, but some of the numbers on McGill are just crazy numbers.
Goes with a breaking ball that stays outside to Smith for ball 1.
Yeah, in 38 innings, pitched 38 and a third. McGill has 73 strikeouts by my count, so that's nearly 2 an inning.
That is an excuse me swing by Smith. Rips a foul ball over towards the on-deck circle where his pitcher Braden Edwards is standing currently. Count now 1-1. I don't know many people that would want to face Mason McGill with the season he's having out on the mound. And looks to be in complete control so far with the back-to-back strikeouts, but now a chopper right back up the middle over the mound, hustling over to the shortstop Noah Brown. His throw to first is snagged in the dirt by Levi Faircloth, and it beats Smith. It's 3 up, 3 down. Goes Washington here in the top of the first. Well, to the bottom of the first, it's Washington nothing, Hedgesville nothing. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information. Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information.
Mark Hughes Plumbing and HVAC is here to solve your plumbing and heating problems while meeting your renovation needs. Now serving Berkeley, Jefferson, Hampshire, and Mineral counties. We're a family-owned and operated company that's fully licensed and insured. We can do kitchen and bathroom upgrades and remodels, plumbing, HVAC and light excavation, well pumps, water heaters, and drain clearing. Call 304-620-8013. Mark's Hughes Plumbing and HVAC. We look forward to working with you.
We welcome you back here. Our bottom of the first brought to you by the Larry DeMarco team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results. Looking for a home in the tri-state area? Call the Larry DeMarco team at 304-250-3551 or visit them online at www.modernrealtyresults.com. As Washington went 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first, it is now Hedgesville's turn to step up to the plate. Their lineup, looks like this. Dunham, Pence, Canarium, Vyans, Manor, Pedersen, Brown, Faircloth, and Pluggers. They will go up against on the mound for Washington, Braden Edwards. Behind the plate, it's Robbie Lopez. At first base, Connor Smith. Second base, Trace Huff. Shortstops, Gabe Schoen. Third base, Fen Dupree. And from left to right in the outfield, Landon Brady, Jackson Earl, and Braden Brown.
Yeah, it's a tough lineup here for Edwards here, but Edwards, like I said, when I talked to Coach Jay early this season, and he talked about the guys that he had coming back and the youth that he had, and the few guys that came in with Kelly and Edwards, and some of the things that he coming in as the first year head coach, and he just has a lot. He has a lot of talent, and his bench is pretty deep, and a lot of pitching, and but. He said that I come in here in clean year. It's a clean year. It's a new year. Everything's got a clean slate, and every spot's open to earn. So I think that made this group hungry. And Edwards has earned his way up on the mound here for what I guess regional start, sectional start, whatever you want to call playoff start. So but Hedgesville, they can swing the wood as well too. So. Yeah, they got a couple of guys on that team that can really do damage.
Edwards' first pitch to Cash Dunham. Dunham hits a hard ground ball over to the shortstop, Gabe Schoen. His long throw to first, though, can't beat out the speedy Cash Dunham, and infield single to begin the bottom of the first for the Eagles.
Yeah, one pitch. He come up there, 0-0, lead off, you know. I mean, you like to see your leadoff guy see a lot of pitches, but you also don't want him to let that first pitch go right down the middle. And he took that very first fastball, hit it in the 5-6 hole, and when he left the box, he knew it was going to be an infield single, but he's digging it out, and he showed and went to the hole, threw across, but it was 2 steps behind the bag before the ball got there.
First pitch to Pence, he'll foul into the parking lot for strike 1.
Pence, another guy's home run power, hits for average, you know. Great numbers on the mound, great two-way here for Hedgesville. Certainly got to be in the running for possibly EPAC Player of the Year with some of his numbers as well. And what he's done for Hedgesville this year as a senior, you know, playing the field and hitting and pitching.
Out one pitch from Edwards goes outside. The count now 1-1 to Pence.
Don Tapley behind the plate. Looks like C.L. Baker on first, Alderman on second, I believe, and maybe off it at
hit and run. It's a hard ground ball. Huff tries to cover the bag, and the ground ball's going to hit off his shin. Be scooped up by Schoen, who has no play, and now we'll get a timeout for the injured second baseman, Trace Huff.
Yeah, Pinch hit that ball right back through the box, and Dunham was running, and it looked like it was going to walk Huff right into an easy double play. Ground ball came up and definitely got him on the bony part of the shin there, and he's still down as that ball come up. I don't know. Looks like he's trying to get up there, but it's certainly hurt that shin there as we see Hedgesville with pretty much back-to-back base hits here. Hard to give an error on that.
Yeah,
it would have been a clean base hit if it wouldn't have been.
Question here, is this going to be ruled a error, or will that be ruled another infield single? And I think you're going to say that it is another infield single for Hedgesville.
If he backhands that and touches second base, then it's going to be a double play. You know,
looking here on Hedgesville's game changer, I believe they ruled it an error.
Yeah, like I said, he gloved it, and it just took a hop there and run up on him. I mean, it's going to be a hard luck error, or hit it could go. He's 50-50 in high school here, but he certainly had a shot at it, and got a bad hop there. I think he was thinking 2 all the way, of course, and right now they're really tending to him. Moving that foot around, he really took it. And maybe he did. Maybe it's more than just, taking the hit. Maybe he twisted his ankle up on that as it kind of took a hop and he kind of turned. But they're looking at the ankle at this point.
So we'll go with the home scoring and rule that a error on the second baseman Trace Huff, who currently still being checked out here as he's helped to his feet by the trainer. And we'll see if. Unfortunately, here in this bottom of the first, looks like he's going to be removed from the game unless something drastically changes, but it looks like they're all calling over towards the dugout now, and I think his day's done.
Maybe not done, but maybe certainly want to get over there and keep an eye on it, make sure it's not nothing crazy, but he's definitely favoring that thing. Oh, now he's getting the arm up on Coach, so he's not putting any weight on it at this point, and tough break for the leadoff man there for, one of the staples of this Washington defense. As number 9 comes in to play second base. I don't have their lineup card.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up game changer here to see who that might be right now. And it looks like it's Landon Gaukler.
Landon Gaukler?
Yep, that's what I got here on game changer, so
he's really favoring it coming to the bench there as he's right ankle. Not feeling well at all. Should he get that thing worked out, possibly get stretched out there, he can certainly re-enter. But right now our hopes and prayers are for Trace that he's that this nothing serious or major for him.
So we'll resume here in the bottom of the first. Still scoreless between Washington and Hedgesville, but back-to-back base runners after a single and an error by the second baseman. And first pitch swinging, it's Canarium in the 5-6 hole, and now the ball goes under the glove of Landon Brady, and that's going to score a run here in the bottom of the first for the Eagles. They now lead the Washington Patriots 1-0.
Yeah, Brady come up, wanted to throw, wanted to pick that thing up. It's a little dirty out there, a little muddy, and a little wet, and he come up wanting to throw, knowing he had chance. Dunham coming around there. Dunham kind of forces you to, to play it a little more clean, and just got under his glove there as the speed of Dunham forced Brady to try to come up throwing, and he misplayed it, gets behind him. All runners move up.
So single and an error, second error of the inning for Washington, and it's a 1-0 Hedgesville lead. Still nobody out, and runners on second and third for the Eagles as we get a mound visit now to calm down the Patriots. He's now batting for Hedgesville will be Jay Viance.
Yeah, we know that this team can hit, and they will attack, and that's their game plan, is to attack. And you're going to have to throw off speed, to start with. You feed them first pitch fastballs over the plate there, they're going to take a hack at it.
Jay take the first pitch. It's low in the dirt for ball one to Viance as infield corners for Washington in on the grass, middle infield at normal depth. 1-0 count now. It's Edwards' next pitch. It's a hard ground ball, dropping down. Dupree, the third baseman, is the only play he has is throwing over to first. It's in time for the out on the 5-3 fielder's choice, but on the play, Viance will also pick up a RBI as Pence comes home to score in the bottom of the first for Hedgesville, give them a 2-0 lead over Washington.
Yeah, Pence broke on it, and, Dupree comes up clean. They got a shot at the plate, and but it was hit hard. Hats off to Dupree for even being able to keep it in front of him. That ball was smoked.
Now batting is Austin Manor, and he's going to hit it right back up the middle, and that's going to score another run and make it 3-0 Hedgesville.
Yeah, like I said, they are very contagious hitters. When one hits, they all hit. They're very emotional. They play hyped game, and at times most of the time it's very, very positive for them. It can be a little negative at times when things go the other direction, but for the most part they play very hyped up.
Pedersen now up to bat, a breaking ball that is off of Lopez, and that allows Manor to head towards second. Lopez's throw is incidentally cut off by Braden Edwards. I don't know if he didn't realize that Lopez was trying to make it over to second or not, and then it almost hit our second base umpire where the sun don't shine.
Yeah.
Next pitch in the zone. Count now 1-1 to Pedersen.
Yeah, he was a dirt ball, picked it up, was going to make a throw down to Gocklin he tried to get him out, but Braden Edwards put his glove out and ended up hitting Alderman in the kisser there.
That is now high with the fastball from Edwards to Pedersen to count 2-1. Again, 3-0, bottom of the first. Hedgesville leads Washington, 1 out, runner on second for Hedgesville. Edwards pitch to Pedersen. He chops foul off his foot to even the count up at 2 apiece.
Yeah, Pedersen's had an up and down year at times, but certainly finishing strong here. Shrieky guy, home run power. I've seen him go on some tears at times. Sometimes, like any high school kid, he'll get in his own head and have a little bit of a short slump there, but he'll hit his way out of it, and certainly is a big part of this offensive jogger. Not that Hedgesville put out each night.
Edwards looking back at the runner behind him on second, taking his lead, and a throw home for the 2-2 pitch is called strike 3. Pedersen goes down looking for out number 2.
Yeah, it kind of froze him there on a pitch on the outer half. He thought it was too far out. He watched it back to the glove. Don Tapley said he caught the plate, and so right-handed Edwards gets his first strikeout of the night, and trying to limit as much damage as possible here as Hedgesville brings another senior to the plate, Noah Brown.
Yeah, Noah Brown back in the lineup. First pitch swinging, he fouls it over to the left into the Washington dugout for strike 1. Not sure if you know or not if this might be his first game back. I know he missed a majority of the regular season due to a injury that he got during the basketball season for Hedgesville. So, we didn't see him, I believe, either time against Martinsburg as this pitch in from Edwards for strike 2.
I know at the one game he was away for, a wedding or something to that effect, I think, talking to his step-granddad down there. But I wasn't quite aware of much injury, but I know he had some things going on at one point. But regardless. I mean, he's kind of a leader for this team, plays the middle, and he's really missed dearly when he's not in the lineup for whatever reason that may be, whether, a planned vacation or outing or something to that effect or injury. So he's a big part of what makes them who they are and has been.
0-2 pitch. Brown sends into center field, and it's down for a hit. Rounding third and coming home is Manor. The throw from Earl is cut off, and it's another RBI single here in the bottom of the first for Hedgesville, this time by Noah Brown. The Eagles now lead the Washington Patriots 4-0.
Yeah, like I said, this team very, very they pass a lot. When this team starts hitting, they get hot. They're very reminiscent of the team that went to state a couple of years ago. They hit and they run. That single there is not an RBI. If I have to take first pitch here today, Levi, but that pitch is not an RBI if Manor doesn't move up on the dirt ball. So, it's just been good baseball, good running, good attack, good approach here for Hedgesville the first inning, feasting on, early fastballs.
Count now 0-2 as Faircloth fouls this one over to the third base dugout.
Washington found themselves down 3-0 in the game against Musselman, and that woke them up.
Yeah, they won that game 13-3 on Monday.
Yeah, after that 3-run first inning, similar to this inning, they erupted.
0-2 pitch, big swing and a miss for strike 3. Faircloth is down on strikes to end a huge bottom of the first, though, for Hedgesville. 4 runs on 4 hits, 2 errors, and 1 left on base. After 1, it is Hedgesville 4, Washington 0. This is West Virginia High School playoff baseball on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10. Back in 1 minute.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
We welcome you back as we head into the top of the second, brought to you by the personal injury attorneys Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. Visit burkeandschultz.com. We play hardball, and that's what Hedgesville is trying to have its motto be today after a 4-run, 4-hit bottom of the first. They lead Washington 4-0, due up for Washington here in the top of the second. Braden Edwards, Robbie Lopez, and Landon Brady, the 4-5-6 batters, after they went 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first.
Yeah, like I said, against that Musselman team, they went down 3-0 and came back and erupted for 13 runs. I'm not sure you're going to see Mason McGill give up, that many runs. They're going to have to really work hard to get back in this game with this young man on the mound. But if a team can do it, certainly Washington with that offensive. Proud these two teams here, you hit the ball as good as any in the EPAC. So
first pitch swinging was Edwards. He fouls it up on the hill to the left for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Next pitch from McGill is out in the opposite batter's box. Count 1-1. So Edwards, another lefty, so 4 straight lefties here in this Washington lineup. But today, facing a lefty on the mound makes it a little bit more difficult, as this up and in from McGill to count 2-1.
Yeah, McGill, he came in that time put a bow tie on him there, get him off the plate. One of the top hitters in the EPAC here in Edwards.
2-1. He's going to line into left field for a leadoff single.
Yeah, Edwards is a really, really tough out. He started, last year as a sophomore, became a big staple in that lineup last year that took Martinsburg to state, and just continuing to hit the ball this year. And, what can you say? What else can you say about him? When he's hitting the base. I mean, when he's at the plate, he's a really tough out for anyone.
Now batting is Robbie Lopez for Washington in Monday's win against Musselman to begin the postseason. He had 3 hits and 3 RBIs. Miguel looks over at the runner at first as this pitch eyeing outside for ball 1, as it looks like we have a courtesy runner.
Yeah, James Moore in Cam Moore's younger brother.
All right, there you go. So Moore takes his lead over at first as the courtesy runner for the pitcher, Braden Edwards. A 1-0 pitch from McGill. High and a throw over to first, and they had Moore leaning, but he's able to get back to the bag, sliding in. Count now 2-0 to Lopez.
As a younger brother, you don't want to be referred to as such and such's younger brother. So
so you made sure to do it.
Well, we made sure to do it. Yeah, we don't
at least once.
Get James a little fired up. But yeah, we love Cam and James. Been fun summers with that family.
2-0 fouled into the net, just to the right of the first base dugout. Count now 2-1 to Lopez.
Cued right back to catcher Canarium there. Kind of an odd spin as it came off. Washington certainly, you think they're in their, 4, 5, 6 or whatever. Their 1, 2, 3 went down 1, 2, 3, but it doesn't end here with this team. They continue to, just like Hedgesville, they just hit up and down the lineup.
Miguel sets, looks over at Moore at first, does so again, and the delivery. Pitch misses for ball 3 to Lopez. So 3-1 count now to the catcher for Washington.
Yeah, good eye there by Lopez. That ball just kind of had a little run on it, running away from him, but it was up a little bit as well.
3-1 count, nobody out here in the top of the second. It is Hedgesville 4, Washington nothing as the pitch high and outside for ball 4. So after going 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first, did Washington. They now begin the top of the second. Back-to-back base runners on base here against Mason Miguel.
You're going to see a little Derek Snyder. Coach Derek Snyder's going to wait till Lopez hits the base, get his timeout called from down McGill a little bit. Just check on him here. As he, I think, when I talked about his 39, I think 30 innings at that point, he was about 70-plus strikeouts, but only 20 walks. So, I mean, very efficient and good velo on his fastball. He has a lot of tail with it, great changeup, or good curveball. He's just, he's, like I said, if you want to, any given day, he's a kid that you don't want to face at times. Him and a few others in Z-Pack certainly are, he's right up there with some of the best.
So mound visit concludes here for Hedgesville. It is now batting for Washington will be Landon Brady with the runners on first and second.
Now you got to wonder, does Washington want to maybe bunt here, try to cut this lead in half, get something going, or are they just going to go ahead and, down 4-0 this early to go ahead and swing away? So, you have to, I think you still have to chip away at it, especially with McGill on the mound. You have to take your chances. When he gives you a couple of base runners, you got to move them around and get them in.
Levi Faircloth, first baseman, expecting a bunt as he's in, but first pitch swinging is Brady, and he's going to send it deep into center field, and that's going to go off the big blue wall in right center. But unfortunately for Washington, a great throw in by Landon Pence. Base runners only advance 1 base each. They weren't sure if that was going to hit the wall or if Pence was going to be able to catch it, so runners weren't really going. So bases loaded with nobody out still.
That shows what I know, but also the guy behind me said he talked about bunting too. Cos back here, he was thinking bunt as well, so maybe I'm not the only one.
We all three were thinking bunt, but you were pretty convincing for me.
Yeah, but Coach Earl said, hey, Brady, Landon, jump on it, and he jumped on it and sent it as far as he could.
Marshall Derrick now up to bat. First pitch at the knees for strike 1 from McGill.
I'd say the bunt's off now.
Bases loaded, nobody out, yeah.
Corners are in. Hedgesville's willing to give up the run for a double play here against Derrick.
Next pitch. Just outside. Count 1-1 to Derrick.
Just when you thought Hedgesville was going to start, walking away with this thing, here comes Washington.
No momentum so far today, but still a lot of game left. It's only top of the second as the 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss through the fastball for strike 2 from McGill to Derrick.
Yeah, you would never know that McGill's a sophomore in a regional postseason game. Base was loaded, nobody out, and he's standing up on that mound ready to attack the hitter.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Derek chases the high cheese for out number 1 to bring up Jackson Earl.
Yeah, got him to extend the zone there. If you can get guys out without throwing strikes, you're really doing. That's a good day. And that's the key to pitching well is when you can get them to extend the zone. Get them guessing, and you can get their strikeout numbers up.
First pitch inside, catches the plate for strike 1 to Earl.
Everybody didn't like it, but I think it was more of the way that Canarium received it and kind of carried it out. It looked like a strike from up here, but Canarium a little crossed up and took it into the batter's box once it crossed.
0-1 paints the outside corner for strike 2.
Then I think he bought that one. It was a 50-50 pitch. Did a great job there by Canarium by framing that one in there for him.
Earl now behind in the count, 0-2 against McGill. Wind up and the pitch. Inside, almost gets the back leg of Earl. Count now 1-2.
Park's starting to fill up a little bit here as game moved up to from 7 to 5.
Yes.
And then it was pushed back about 20 minutes because of the traffic trying to get here for the bus for Washington, I believe.
The 1-2 pitch. High for a ball. Count 2-2. Yeah, they got here probably around, I'd say 4:15 or so they wanted to give Washington plenty of time to hit in the batting cage and warm up and stretch. So first pitch got moved back.
Good for me because I was in the same traffic.
2-2 pitch inside. Count now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Top of the second, Hedgesville 4, Washington nothing. Washington up to bat with the bases loaded. Brady on first, Lopez on second, and then Moore, the courtesy runner for Edwards, on third. Jackson Earl up to bat here against Mason McGill. McGill gets the sign from Canarium, sets, wind up in the payoff pitch. Lined into right center field, running over and off the glove of Kason Plogger. The throw to second going to be in time for the out, but coming home to score is Moore to make it 4-1.
Yeah, he hit that ball when it left the bat. I thought for sure it was going in the gap up there. It tailed back to Plogger. I think it kind of caught Plogger off guard as well as he was running into the gap, thinking he was going to have to chase it down. It curled back over to him, and I think it kind of surprised me a little bit that he actually was, had caught up to it that quickly, and it got on him quick. Unfortunately for Washington, they weren't able to advance as it looked like he was going to make the play. Then it just short hopped away from him. He made a good strong throw into Noah Brown, but one run does come across on that.
Runners on the corners now. First pitch swinging is showing. It's a soft ground ball just to the left of the pitcher's mound. McGill runs off the pitcher's mound, scoops it up, throws it over to Faircloth at first to end the inning. So it is Hedgesville 4, Washington 1 as they strand 2 runners on base. We'll head to the bottom of the second after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
The Roundhouse Authority invites you to the Martinsburg Heritage Fair and Festival, May 10th and May 16th through May 18th at the Roundhouse in downtown Martinsburg. The Apollo Civic Theater and the Adam Stevens House, which will host cave tours. Enjoy the farmers market, food trucks, a petting zoo, pony rides, barrel rides, square dancing, and a model train show. Civil War and railroad displays, plus a tribute to Patsy Cline and lots more. For a full schedule of events, go to theheritagefestwv.com.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is Prevent, Promote, Protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Back here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 as we head to the bottom of the second, which is brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, Promote, Protect, offering public, clinical, and environmental services at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. Due up here for Hedgesville, Plogger, Dunham, Pence, the 9-1-2 batters in the lineup. So with the bases loaded, nobody out, Washington only able to score 1.
Yeah, that was a we're sitting there talking, during the break, talking with Kaz here and Kozlowski about that ball that left. I said that ball was kind of like my golf swing, had a huge slice there, and I don't think that Plogger thought we were going to cut back that quickly. And if that thing stays on a straight line, it gets out there in the right center gap, we got a whole different ball game.
First pitch from Edwards is a breaking ball that drops in the zone to Plogger for strike one.
Now the difference in the attack here is, off speed first instead of fastball first, which is what Hedgesville was setting on.
0-1 outside and goes and bounces off the mask of Robbie Lopez. Count 1-1 now. So brand new baseball brought out to Braden Edwards as righty and Plogger steps back in. Edwards kick in pitch. Going to be a ground ball by Plogger over to second base. Gawkler scoops it up and throws it to Smith at first for the out. So his first action of the day gets the job done.
Yeah, if Hedgesville comes in and goes out, 1, 2, 3 in the second inning uncompetitively, sort of like the first inning, then, it starts to make this game really feel long and the Mason unhittable. But the fact that they were able to, have a long inning out there, get to them a little bit, it's got to give Hedgesville, got to give Washington a little lift going into this bottom of the second. But they're going to need to shut down Hedgesville as we see the top of their order again already.
Yep, Dunham takes the first pitch this time, and it drops in for strike one from Edwards.
Yeah, different approach second time through here. We're going to see he's not going to be able to throw that fastball over the plate and not have them take a hack at it early.
Next pitch inside and nearly grazed the back leg of Dunham, but
yeah.
It's only ball one.
If he had something in his pocket, that would have been hit by pitch.
Get a knee pad on. 1-1 count. Big swing and a miss at the ball in the dirt by Dunham for strike two.
Good adjustment here for Washington. Washington's pitching coach and, Edwards and Lopez, the battery here, trying to figure out how to keep these guys from squaring you up, the second time through.
1-2 pitch from Edwards. Fouled over towards the Little League field by Dunham. Count 1-2.
Went all speed, and fastball, and that sped his fastball up. Had Dunham behind him that time a little bit. First time through, hit the ball in the 5-6 hole on that fastball.
Feels like Edwards a lot more mixed with his pitches compared to the top half of the first, but he goes back to the fastball, and it's outside for ball two. Count 2-2.
Well, great job on Robbie Lopez receiving it. It was a 50-50 pitch again, like we talked about there, and but he did a great job bringing it into the zone.
2-2 pitch, fouled again over to the Little League field on the right. Dunham stays alive here in this lengthy at bat. Pitch number 7 of the at bat income.
He's seen one pitch the last time up. Now he's seen 7 this time, so. Tough out is Dunham. That's why he's at the top of the order here for this team.
2-2 pitch. Again, he fouls straight back and hopefully away from my car.
I think if you go to the game changer early in the season, I think he's batting 8-9, I believe. And a lot of times your 9 guy is your other leadoff guy. And I think they kind of switched that up and found that, the young man is hungry and tough out.
2-2. He grounds foul, and then it hits off his bat again in foul territory on the follow through, but Dunham continues to battle here against Braden Edwards in a showdown.
Good thing it was 2-strike pitch, because he fouled it off twice. That would have been two strikes, wouldn't it?
I guess so.
Banana rules?
I think it should be baseball rules, too. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Nobody on here in the bottom of the second. Edwards winds, kick in, the pitch. Dunham goes behind his head for ball 3.
Yeah, it was an off-speed pitch. It didn't break. Dunham ducked under it, but I think he was contemplating letting it hit him in the ear hole there at one point.
Yeah, I don't think you want that ringing the rest of the day. As the payoff pitch from Edwards, fastball fouled off the inside end of the bat for Dunham.
What an at-bat.
I've lost count now. I'll have to count it again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 pitches so far, so this is pitch number 11 of the at-bat.
Yep. 2 at-bats, 11 pitches he's seen, and you wouldn't know that they were.
And that is high and inside for ball 4. So Dunham fights back and draws the walk here with 1 out to bring up Landon Pence.
Man on first here, Cash Dunham, one of the speediest they have. So, through-run lead, you can get a little reckless if you'd like. See what Hedgesville opts to do. Whether last time they got Dunham moving, and it ended up being a ground ball up the middle.
First pitch in the dirt and skirts past Robbie Lopez. No throw to second as Dunham takes it on the pass ball.
Yeah, wild pitch in the dirt there, but like I said, that's very subjective. Robbie feels like he should have kept it in front or gloved it. He kind of pounded his shin guard there.
The 1-0 pitch from Edwards, up and in, and almost takes the head off of Pence.
Yeah, it's 2 or 3 times this inning now. He's lost his release point there, got up and in.
2-0 count now to Pence, who reached base on the error by our previous second baseman here for Washington.
Yeah, and speaking with our sports writer here behind us, like you said, if there's nobody on first and you don't have a forced play at second and he knocks that ball down, he has to play at second.
Huff probably isn't charged with the error.
Yeah, but because if not, he can't make that throw across if nobody on.
2-0 hits the zone for a strike to make the count 2-1.
So the fact that runners were moving and he got a glove on it and had to play there at second, wasn't able to complete it, caused the error. If not, it's just a base hit. If nobody else was on there,
2-1, a ground ball right up the middle, diving for it's the shortstop Gabe Schoen, and he's able to smother it to keep the ball in the infield, and now tries to throw home just in case Dunham was rounding third and thinking the ball went into the outfield, but it's cut off by Braden Edwards, and on the play also going to second is Pence. So 1 out now, runners on second and third to bring up Canarium for the Eagles here in the bottom of the second.
Pence, on the throw, he thought it might have been over Edwards' head. Edwards actually caught it and had Pence caught between first and second. But when he caught the ball, he turned to plant his foot, and it's all this rain here, he slipped, and Pence was able just to walk into second. So field conditions helped Hedgesville there on that one.
With no error. First pitch drops in to Canarium for strike 1.
Hedgesville's looking to continue putting runs on the board here in consecutive innings.
1. That's going to be a high fly ball, but foul down the first base line out of play.
You look over
count
on
0-2 to Canarium.
Batting cage wall. I mean, Hedgesville, if they're going to make a run at it in the next year or so, that's a powerful senior class over there.
Edwards sets the kick and the pitch, fouled straight back by Canarium. Count remains 0-2.
It's a great thing to have that senior class. It's not all that fun when they leave. And they take
what
all
is it,
that
10 seniors? Is that what I'm counting over?
10 seniors, majority of them all starters.
Well, you can't have all 10 start.
Off and on.
Unless you have a DH for your pitcher, I guess.
Yeah.
As this pitch high for a ball, the count 1-2 to Canarium. 1 out, runners on second and third for Hedgesville. Pitch from Edwards. Fouled off home plate to the left into the Washington dugout by Canarium to keep the count at 1-2 strikes.
Yeah, you see Williams and Stefanko over there. They're platoon guys that come in for as seniors. The rest of those guys over there, Pence, Elliott, Manor, Patterson, Dunham, Canarium, Brown, Faircloth, all play. So it'll be a fresh class next year.
Fastball high from Edwards for a ball to Canarium. The count now knotted up at 2 apiece. Canarium steps back in here. Pitch. He fouls off again. Another lengthy at bat here in the bottom of the second for Hedgesville.
Going to run that pitch count up really get after it.
Yeah, you felt like it was going to be a high pitch count because of Edwards facing 8 batters in the first, but only 19 pitches as this pitch high. Canarium, the count now full at 3-2, and I can't do the math here on my scorecard, so once you maybe pull it up, potentially on Game Changer if you have it available, Trip, we can see what his pitch count's at, but 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and the ball in the dirt for Canarium for strike 3 and out number 2.
It was a tough out. Edwards had to work for it, and he finally got Canarium to chase there, but They are running his pitch count up as I try to pull it up here in the box. Canarium strikeout pitch there. It's McGill's at 34 pitches after 2.
First pitch misses inside to Jay Vians for a ball.
Edwards is up to 46 pitches, so not as bad as I thought, but he's a pretty, they hit the ball on the first pitch a lot last inning.
Yes. Next pitch, going away for ball 2.
It was a great first pitch curveball, just didn't quite get the call there on Vians, and really fooled him, and it had a sharp break to it there.
Yeah, 19 pitches, as I said, in the first inning for Edwards. Now around 30 here in the second inning is the 2-0 pitch. Huge off-speed pitch that Vians whiffs through, and now it looks like get a timeout called for Robbie Lopez.
Oh, somehow or another it caught him on the neck, maybe on the backswing. I think Vians reached for it when he did. I think he one-handed backswing, come around and got Robbie on the ear or the back of the neck, possibly. I couldn't tell, but I believe it was on the backswing because it wasn't fouled. And it would be right in the area where you could get it. He's rubbing his left ear there, but he seems to be okay as Don Tapley's giving him a little time. And the all-speed pitch forced Vians out on front, which I think then he just kind of waved at it. It's good. If there's anything good about it, Vians didn't have a lot on that swing as he got fooled. So
yeah, I mean, that drop in velocity was incredibly slow for Braden Edwards there. We haven't seen that pitch all day long.
Definitely the Ephus pitch.
2-1.
Again.
There it is again. Maybe a little bit more speed this time, but it does hit the zone for strike 2 to Vians. So 2-2 count. Runners on second and third here in the bottom of the second.
Most people have a slider or curve. We call it a slurve. We'll just call that one a slow curve.
Timeout called as Vian steps out for a brief moment before stepping back into the box here against Edwards, who's now going to step off the mound and walk around the back side of it before going back on top and stepping on the rubber.
Vians hit that rocket down to Dupree last time up.
2-2 pitch. He's going to send a fly ball into left center field. Backing up on it is Jackson Earl. Looks up in the sun, but good thing he's got the shades on as he makes the catch to end the inning and strain the 2 runners and keep the ball game after 2. Hedgesville 4, Washington 1. We're headed to the third after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
We welcome you back here on Talk Radio WRNR TV10, WRNR TV on YouTube as we ended the top of the third, which is brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. It is Hedgesville 4 and Washington 1. Due up for Washington, though, the top of the lineup, which now features at the top a new batter, and Landon Gawkler, who came in for Trace Huff as he was forced to exit the game with a ankle injury, unfortunately, in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, I've been looking in that dugout. I haven't seen him up, so I think he pretty much done. I thought maybe he'd go over there and rub it down a little bit, or rub some dirt on it, and certainly some dirt here to rub on it tonight and a little mud. But it looks like he may be not coming back as we see some action as Ryan Kelly.
On the 1-0, it's going to be a opposite field shot in between first and second by the righty, and Gawkler to get a leadoff single for Washington.
Gockler comes right in and looks doing his holding his own there. Is like I was telling you in the beginning of the broadcast. Washington is deep. Like an injury is not a death. Does not put a nail in their coffin. They've got guys over there that can step it up. Gockler being one of them.
Dupree now up to bat. First pitch swinging. It's a soft ground ball to McGill. They'll throw over to first for the 1-3 fielder's choice. Gockler goes to second on the play.
Kind of a sacrifice. It's a big thing if they cut this thing in half here. Can just keep chipping away. Certainly Finn didn't want to go down like that on a soft contact, but it worked to move Gockler over.
Now batting is Connor Smith.
Take what you get from McGill.
Runner at second with one out here in the top of the third. And that pitch in and over the head of Smith, who ducks down as the fastball sails into the backstop, and that allows Gockler to advance to third on the wild pitch from McGill.
Hedgesville opting to stay back in the middle. Everybody stay back, except for the third baseman. He's going to kind of play it up. Manor, Faircloth, and Vines staying back on the left side. It's going to
ground ball to the shortstop. Charging in Noah Brown. The throw home now has Gockler in a rundown. As Canerium throws to third, Pedersen has it. Now McGill has it. Charging him back down the third baseline. He throws it to Brown, covering the bag, who tags the runner out in Gockler. And that is a huge out number 2, but good heads-up base running by Smith to at least go over to second base on the play.
Yeah, that was not good base running there, of course. Noah Brown come up. If you're going to go, you go right away. The ball wasn't hit really hard. It came off the handle for Smith, and for whatever reason, Gocklin just kind of held up, and he decided to go. And then when he decided to go, it was way too late, and the Brown hadn't thrown the ball yet, so just an odd choice there.
I believe I said it was a 1-2-5-2, or 5-1, actually, 6 fielder's choice.
Left fielder almost got involved, I think.
6-2-5-1-6. So, there we go.
We got the sports writer from the Spirit of Jefferson up here, Rick Kozlowski.
Braden Edwards, 0-1 count to him. And it's a hard ground ball down the third baseline past the glove of Manor into left field. Rounding third, coming home is Smith. The throw up the line on the first base side, and that makes it 4-2. RBI double by Braden Edwards.
Edwards just took what McGill gave him. Outer half pitch, curveball breaking away, I believe, and he just drove it down the left field line, the opposite field for him, and it was going to be a good play at the plate there, tight play. Dunham come up, throw, and he just threw just to the infield side of the plate, and Connor Smith slid on the inner half of the plate there towards the foul territory, and cutting away at that defense, that offense, cutting away at that lead. James Moore comes in once again to run for the pitcher.
First pitch. Check swing. Lopez holds the bat back as the pitch from McGill is high for ball 1.
Lopez is the epitome of a utility man. He can play anywhere. He's played the outfield. He's played just about every position on the infield. He catches. He does so many things for this team, that helps them have these interchangeable parts when you change pitchers and things like that. And it's a tremendous catcher, and with that he can do just about anything.
Takes the next pitch. It's at the knees for a strike. Count 1-1 now to Lopez. You got 2 out. It's Hedgesville 4, Washington 2 in the top of the third. Runner on second for Washington. Also had some action in its bullpen. I believe it was Ryan Kelly over there warming up here this half inning.
Yeah.
It's McGill. Looks at the runner behind him. Now looks back home. The pitch. That's going to be a pop fly ball into shallow right field. Auger's there to make the play and retire the side. 1 run, though, does cross the plate off of 2 hits this inning for Washington. They strand a runner as well. And after this 1-minute break, we'll have the pitching change for you as Kelly comes out now for Washington. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Car accident? get more with Mansion Ferretti.
If you've been injured in a car accident, there are 3 things you need to know.
1, do not discuss your accident with an insurance company before you talk to a lawyer.
2, on average, car accident victims with a lawyer get over 3 times more money than those without one.
And 3, at Mansion Ferretti, if we don't win, you don't pay us, guaranteed. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
From breathtaking outdoors to unique local eats, world-class geocaching, and thriving local culture, Martinsburg, Berkeley County, West Virginia is where you can live your adventure. Berkeley County offers fantastic outdoor experiences, from our rugged hiking paths to scenic nature paths, public parks, fishing streams, and nature preserves. Cap off your outdoor adventures with a stroll through historic downtown Martinsburg. Join us and immerse yourself in our rich local history and scenic surroundings. Check out upcoming events and plan your adventure at travelwv.com.
19, yeah. Ryan Kelly.
We welcome you back here on Talk Radio WRNR TV10 as we head to the bottom of the third, brought to you by Farmers and Mechanics Insurance. Reliable coverage since 1877. Call 304-263-0809 for a quote today or visit them at fmiwv.com. Edwards is done on the mound here for Washington. Now pitching is number 19, Ryan Kelly, as our call to the bullpen is brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution, located at 1250 Edwin Maryland Boulevard, Suite 301. Call 304-263-3361. So, 2 innings pitched there.
Edwards
looks
Edwards
like
goes to
Edwards goes to right field now as well. So his day actually not in fact done, just done on the mound.
Kelly went through the mound. Infield stays intact.
See if Brown's done. He wasn't in the lineup, so
right.
My guess is that his day is done, and Edwards just takes his spot in the field to keep his bat in the lineup, and Kelly will go into the mound and just stay.
He'll go in Brown's spot. Whether or not he's going to be DH for or not, that remains to be seen.
First pitch is taken by Manor for strike one, as it's the 5, 6, 7 batters for Hedgesville up to bat.
Day ends for Edwards. 2 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 runs, 1 earned, 3 strikeouts, and 1 walk.
And this is a high fly ball into straight center field by Manor. That's caught by Earl for the out. You go through that score line for Edwards on the mound one more time for me, please.
Sure. 2 innings, 2 innings complete, 5 hits, 4 runs, 1 earned, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 51 pitches, 35 for strikes. So 51 pitches certainly keeps him available, for another day.
As the first pitch from Kelly Pedersen is called strike one. Just wanted to make sure I had my numbers correct there for Edwards as well.
Yeah. Shaky first inning. Limited damage in the second.
Next pitch, high. Count now 1-1. So that one also a good bit inside, too, as Pedersen had to duck back away from it. The 1-1 pitch, fouled back by Pedersen for strike 2.
Pedersen caught looking the last time on the pitch he felt was off the plate, and, just going to have to protect, with 2 strikes.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Pitch from Kelly. Misses for ball 2. 2-2 count now to Pedersen.
Good changeup, as far as, not changeup pitch, but a good changeup on the mound, as Kelly's is totally, kind of different animal than Edwards, different look.
2-2, he's going to ground as Pedersen to the shortstop, showing his throw to first, caught for the out. 2 up, 2 down so far here on the third for Hedgesville.
One thing for sure, if you've played at Hedgesville or you've been, watch games here, the ground here can get kind of hard. So this rain, great for these infielders in this field to soften it up there and give some more truer hop. So, again, I'm not sure over at Huff got a bad hop and it got him in the shin there or not, or if he just turned his ankle in that weird play.
First pitch to Noah Brown from Ryan Kelly is a strike.
That was a big breaking curve ball as Kelly's come in and done his job so far. 2 up, 2 down.
0-1 count. Here's the next pitch from Kelly. And that's going to be a line drive into center field. Earl tracking it down, jumps up, and snags it. 3 up, 3 down goes Hedgesville here in the third. After 3, it remains Hedgesville 4, Washington 2. We're headed to the fourth after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Happiness grows here. Orr's Farm Market.
Spring has sprung. Time to head to Orr's Farm Market to find your flowers, veggie plants, bagged mulches, and potting soil. Visit our bakery counter to try our new homemade quiches, pepperoni rolls, and don't forget our pie flavor of the month, Boston cream pie. We have West Virginia food products, local coffee, honey, maple syrup, dairy, and meat. We have 25 new Orr's jam and salsa flavors for you to try. Check us out at orrsfarmmarket.com. And remember, Orr's Farm Market, happiness grows here.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
We welcome you back here as we now head to the top of the fourth, which is brought to you by Skinner Accident Injury Lawyers representing accident injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com. Due up for Washington, the 6-7-8 batters, Brady, Derek, Earl, here in this 2-run ball game. It was Hedgesville starting off hot with 4 runs off 4 hits in the bottom of the first, but Washington's able to slowly chip away at the lead so far with a run in the second and another one in the third. And here we are in the fourth.
Should we say what we said the last time? Maybe Brady here's going to bunt. Next thing you know, he hits it as far as he can off the blue monster out there. So, a lot of times it comes down to what coaches sees, as move coming into the game, their cage, their BP, things like that, as to whether or not you put that on there. But right call, and he got himself a big hit. Unfortunately, it didn't clear the bases because everybody had to hold up. But McGill comes to him this time, strike one on the outer half.
The 0-1 pitch now from McGill. Called strike 2 on the outer half.
He's going to live out there, it looks like.
Brady shakes his head in disagreement before stepping back in here behind in the count 0-2. The pitch from McGill. In the dirt, trying to get Brady to chase. Couldn't do so. Count 1-2. Brady leading things off here in the top of the fourth for Washington against Hedgesville's McGill. A 1-2 pitch. Fastball that's just outside. Count 2-2.
Yeah, just missed there. He wanted it, and McGill was walking off the mound looking for the third down to third, and looked up, and the catcher still had the ball. Didn't hear that strike 3 call. But quickly back up on the mound. He works quick.
It's the 2-2 pitch incoming, and it's going to be grounded by Brady to the second baseman, Vians. He'll scoop it off the dirt and toss it to Faircloth at first for the out.
Yeah, for those at home, here in Faircloth at first, Faircloth generally does a lot of DHing for him. Mason Elliott plays a lot of first base, and we get word that Mason Elliott, believe it's his back neck area that's bothering him right now, kind of day to day. Not sure if it's going to be a late game scratch or not, but not in the lineup today. He's in uniform. We've seen him over there warm up a little bit, so I think he's capable of playing, but I think they're playing it safe at the moment with him.
First pitch swinging is Derek, and he's going to pop it over to shortstop as Noah Brown makes the catch for the out. And that'll bring up Jackson Earl as 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the fourth for Washington. As both offenses are cooling off here, it feels like.
Earl hit that slice into right field last inning that we thought we were going to clear the bases. Just sliced back into the flower.
And he's going to send another one his way. Backing up on it is Plogger, and he'll make the catch. 3 up, 3 down goes the Washington Patriots here in the top of the fourth. Hedgesville 4, Washington 2. Still our score headed to the bottom of the fourth after this break. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Well, look at you, Robbie. Cleaning the pool already? Oh, it's time for Floor Pool's spring startup sale. And since you're one smart duck, you know a deal when you see it. Now through May 31st, stock up and save on all the chemicals and other products you'll need for your pool opening and swimming needs. Are you kidding me? Robbie says pools start as low as $100 a month with easy financing. Head into Floor Pools and get swimming sooner than you think. Get out of here. Floor Pools has hot tubs starting at $49 a month. Oh, and don't forget cold plunges starting at $79 a month. Robbie swears by them. So, whether you're swimming laps, soaking after work, or just dipping your toes in, it's not just about cooling off. It's about feeling better. Water helps reduce stress, relax muscles, improve sleep, and boost your mood. Be like Robbie. Fly in and talk to the water wellness experts during the spring startup sale and save money. Make this your best pool season yet with Floor Pools in Chambersburg, Hagerstown, and Martinsburg.
We welcome you back. Our bottom of the fourth is brought to you by Floor Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or a swimming pool. Floor Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio, WRNR TV 10, WRNR TV on YouTube. Joined alongside me by Trip Tobin, Kyler Hayes, our cameraman, Dylan Bishop, our on-site producer. Back in the studio is Nick Verzolini. So all good here at Hedgesville. Due up for the Eagles, the 8-9-1 batters, Faircloth, Plogger, Dunham.
Plogger made a nice play on that ball hit by Earl. It carried out there, and he had to literally do a 360 turn and go the other direction. And nice pitch there as Ryan Kelly struck him off the slow curve ball for strike one, but he recovered and got out there by the scoreboard and made a great play.
And he made Faircloth chase that curve in the dirt as he now goes, and Faircloth hits this one into shallow right field, and it's going to drop down in front of Edwards for a leadoff single.
Wasn't much Edwards could do there. He gave it all he had. When it first came off the bat, it was just kind of a little pop there, and Edwards took off after it there. Then he just held up and played it on the hop. Good piece of hitting there by Faircloth, just going with it.
Opposite field. Good job extending out and being able to put that one the opposite way. So that'll bring up Plogger.
Faircloth with the shortest lead I've seen of the season.
First pitch swinging, and Plogger's going to ground it to shortstop, showing over to second for one. The throw to first, though, not in time for the speedy Plogger, so it's a 6-4 fielder's choice for out number one. That'll bring up Cash Dunham.
Took Gocklin a little bit of time to get there, which kind of threw the timing off as Schoen just made the play and stayed down. Kind of had to wait just that split second for Gocklin to get to the bag. Fed him that and then across, but Plogger's got some speed out there.
First pitch swinging. Cash Dunham sends it down the first baseline. Tracking it down is Edwards, but it's going to land foul. Just a few steps away was Edwards.
Yeah, that had trouble written on it when it left the bat, but it also sliced out, so fell foul about 6 feet.
I've seen a lot of those hits to right field continue to slice even further towards that first base foul line. Not a lot of wind here, looking out at that American flag in right field just to the left of the scoreboard, and it's staying still. So not sure what's going on here with these slices. And here's another one. Fly ball, backtracking is Braden Edwards now, and they'll make the shoulder catch for out number two.
Yep. Nice play there by Edwards as he went over to his left, made that play. We talked a little bit earlier about Robbie Lopez being a utility player there, but Edwards can play the outfield, certainly can play first base. He pitches, and then he's an excellent catcher as well, so helps when you're a coach to have those guys that you can move around and fill some spots, as you move guys in and out of the, off the pitcher's mound.
First pitch, runner goes, the throw. Looks in time, but the tag not in time as Plogger steals second on the first pitch to Pence, which missed for ball one. Kelly.
Great throw by Lopez. Just got a good jump.
1-0 pitch. It's the zone. Count now 1-1 to Pence.
Down and away. Tough pitch to hit. we heard Hedgesville when we went to the break. Hedgesville was in the dugout saying, we want more, talking about more runs, and we need more runs.
Hard ground ball on the 1-1 by Pence to the shortstop, showing the throw to first just in time to retire the side. So 1 hit, 1 left stranded, no runs this time around for Hedgesville in the bottom of the 4th. It remains Hedgesville 4 and Washington 2 as we're headed to the 5th after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
So what? So what? It's not going to be easy. It's going to be really hard. We're going to have to work at it every day, but I want to do that because I want you. I want you and me forever, every day. What do you want? What do you want? Come on, what do you want?
What do you want?
I want Panhandle dumpsters for the first month free. Use the promo code to get the first month free.
Welcome back here to Hedgesville. Top of the 5th is brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships. They're proud to be the owners who just care more. Still a 4-2 lead for Hedgesville here against Washington in this 4A Region 2 tournament matchup. Winner gets the winner's advantage on this side of the bracket. The loser goes to a elimination game tomorrow against Musselman. Due up here for Washington, Gabe Schoen, followed by Gawkler, and then Dupree, the 9-1-2 batters.
Yeah, definitely a big leg up for Hedgesville if they can get through this game, force Washington to play their 3rd game. If they could win that game, come back and play them on their 4th game when Hedgesville is only on their 2nd, they have to beat them twice. So Musselman the same way, they could.
First pitch fouled off by Schoen for strike 1 to the third base dugout. Finish your point, Trip.
But the loser to this game, certainly is if Washington loses this game, then literally Musselman can have the leg up, with the rest, and then be on their 2nd game, not their 3rd. So, Musselman's not out of it by any means.
0-1, swing and a miss on the fastball from McGill. For strike 2, is showing nowhere close to that fastball.
He threw it by him, yeah. But Hedgesville can certainly make their path way easier than anybody else on their side of the bracket if they can win this one.
They kick in the 0-2 pitch, low and in for a ball. Count 1-2 now to Schoen.
Schoen the last time hit softly back to the pitcher for a 1-3 put out.
Behind in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes as Miguel takes a deep breath. The big leg kick in the pitch, fouled back out of play by Schoen. Keep the count at 1-2.
When McGill gets hit, the ball does get up a little, not up enough to where it's up in your eyes, he chased, but up in the strike zone to the upper part of the strike zone. Just like right there, he got it up enough for Schoen to get a bat on and you could see it well. When he's down and in or down around your knees on the inner half, he's nearly unhittable.
Here comes the 1-2 delivery, and it's a breaking ball swung through by Schoen for strike 3 and out number 1 here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, that's just a great out pitch that he has there in that changeup. You can really see the rotation on it as it just kind of falls off the table there. He's got that slider kind of pitch, the arm run fastball. He does have a 12-6 curveball he throws occasionally, but that changeup there just kind of fell off the plate.
Surprisingly, only the 4th strikeout of the evening for McGill is fouling off the first pitch he sees is Gawkler over the first base dugout for strike 1.
Gawkler comes in, and you would think that he was, the leadoff, everyday leadoff, the way he swings the bat, confident. I like the way he plays.
Yeah, he singled. Takes the next pitch. It catches the outside part of the plate for strike 2.
We haven't seen anything out of huff over there as far as up on his feet or anything, so it must be, I think he turned that ankle on that play. Rolled it over.
0-2. Called strike 3. Gawkler goes down looking. Back-to-back strikeouts by Mason McGill here in the 5th. We'll bring up Washington's Sven Dupree.
Gawkler didn't like it. Thought it was away and down. One or the other, but Don Tapley said it was strike 3. Caught him looking, and 2 outs and nobody on here as Sven Dupree steps up.
First pitch, outside half for strike 1 to the lefty.
Seeing the field start to drought a little bit here in different areas, but they're calling for rain again.
0-1. Low and away for a ball. The count 1-1, yeah. Fortunately here at Hedgesville, they have a tarp for the infield, which they obviously used here the past few days and removed it today to see if they could play. Put some quick dry over, as you can see, mostly at third base and a few around second base to make sure this game got played. Move the game time up as this pitch misses for ball 2. And
yeah, the biggest fear if you're Hedgesville, Jefferson, or anybody like that, you get this game started, you get your guy 50, 60 pitches, and then it has to resume. Then that's what hurts.
This pitch outside, the count 3-1 now to Dupree.
Which could, you don't want, like right now, if you were this game were to pour down in the 5th here, not complete, and then you have McGill, you basically lose him for a couple days, and then you have to bring someone else in to resume this game. So you don't get the win, with one of your top tier pitchers.
3-1, right down the middle for strike 2 as Dupree lets it go by.
And not only that, but you lose him, and you have to resume the game and pitch someone. So then it becomes almost like pitching, 2 of your better pitchers to try to win game 1. That's the fear of starting in games like that.
3-2 ripped into the third base dugout, foul by Dupree.
So, maybe that plays into the factor of whether or not you get your field ready or not. You want to be sure that if you're going to throw a McGill or a Henderson or a Jet Gross out there on the mound, or Jackson Earl, that you're going to go out there. They're going to have the full 7 innings to get this thing done for you.
Payoff pitch from McGill. Chopped by Dupree to second base. Vian's throw to first is there. It's 3 up, 3 down yet again here. Goes Washington. Head to the bottom of the 5th. It remains Hedgesville 4, Washington 2. This is West Virginia High School playoff baseball action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Let's talk about what to do after a car or truck accident.
First, call 911. Then call Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
Let us handle the insurance company so you can focus on getting better.
Being injured in a wreck is enough stress. Let your doctor handle your medical issues.
And let the Skinner brothers handle your insurance issues.
If you've been hurt in almost heaven,
call the Sevens, 304-777-7777.
In the market for a new vehicle? Then look no further than CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location. We have hundreds of new and used vehicles available, so you'll be sure to find exactly what you're looking for. And with CMA's Love It or Leave It promise and our lifetime powertrain warranty, you can buy with confidence. Visit us online at CMA's Toyota of Martinsburg.com and CMA's Chevrolet of Martinsburg.com, where owners just care more.
We welcome you back as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go, who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. Hedgesville still in control, 4-2 here against Washington, and hard a lineup coming up for the Eagles. 3-4-5, Canarium, Vians, Manor.
A lot of texts of people wondering if a game is going to be on, if we're going to do the game. So shout out to a few people out there. Kenny Stanley from Musselman watching out there. And got Jason Myers' dad down there watching. Him and Sabrina out watching the game.
First pitch swinging. It's a line shot right to the center fielder, Jackson Earl, for out number 1 for Canarium.
A lot of EPAC fans out there. Tanner Everton from Jefferson over there. Those guys are all tuned in. So I'm sure there's a lot of people watching this game. It's the only the only game on the bill here tonight, and has a lot of implications on both sides of this bracket here. Who's going to come out of it? So, guys, kind of use the TV10 tape to.
And this another fly ball to center field. Earl backtracking and will make the catch to retire Vians. 2 pitches, 2 outs.
Everybody home, the coaching staff, and people from the teams, the other 4 teams that aren't playing here, keeping scorebook, I'm sure, trying to find the tells. See if they can find a weakness in one of these 2 teams. But I can tell you one of their weaknesses isn't they swing the bat. You want to throw it over the plate and don't mix it up, they're going to hit it.
First pitch swinging again is Manor, and he'll foul this one straight back off the backstop for strike 1. So Kelly being efficient so far here. The first inning when he came in the 3rd, only 9 pitches. Last inning in the 4th, 8 pitches. So far here this inning, 3 pitches. As the 4th one on the 0-1 misses for a ball. Count 1-1 to Manor.
Yeah, you generally take a pitch after 2 first pitches. Not Hedgesville. They get after it.
And he would have gotten a hold of it if he didn't foul it. And here you go. He gets a hold of this one. It's going back, and over the Blue Monster. Solo home run by Austin Manor here in the bottom of the 5th. Hedgesville 5, Washington 2.
Why would you have a guy taken, right? If you got that kind of power, once again, just, prove me wrong. Hedgesville continues to, hit the ball hard, swing the bat hard. And he got a hold of that one, and then all Earl could do was look up and watch it go into the trees out there. So Hedgesville said they wanted more, they needed more, and they got at least one more.
That makes it a 3-run ball game. Is now batting the designated hitter in Pedersen. He'll take the first pitch, which drops in from Ryan Kelly for strike 1. One. Check swing. Brett held the bat back. Count 1-1 to Pedersen now.
Yeah, the pitch to Manor was kind of middle, and he found a way to send it right back at him. Didn't try to pull it, just barreled it up and up through the box and right over Kelly's head, over Earl's head, and into the townhouses down there in center field.
Count 1-2 as Pedersen fouls that one off his foot.
See some of the Martinsburg players here watching the game. They got the night off.
1-2 outside. The count 2-2 now to Pedersen. Yeah, see him over there. All right, on the first base side is the pitch. Again, Kelly tries to get Pedersen to chase, but he stays stone cold as the count now 3-2.
Big pitch here because, like I said, Hedgesville, they start it and they just pass the baton.
Payoff pitch. It's going to be a fly ball to right field. Backing up on it is Edwards, still going back, and that lands behind him. Rounding first, heading to second is Pedersen, and he's going to pull up at second with a stand-up 2-out double.
Yep. It seems like when these guys start hitting, one hits, they all hit, and they're hard to cool off. So caught Edwards in. I mean, a right-handed batter, generally you get deeper in left, tighter in right, and now you see Edwards kind of backed up a little bit, but that ball was hit, he turned, and you seen the back of his number, he knew he'd gotten beat on that one. Not much he could do about it.
First pitch swinging is Noah Brown, and chase one in the dirt from Kelly for strike 1.
Brown hit the ball hard the first time up, and he hit an absolute BB into center field.
2-out runner at second. Hedgesville 5, Washington 2. And that's going to be a one-hopper to the first baseman, Smith. He sprints to the bag. Did he beat Brown there? He did. So he takes care of business all by himself to end the inning. But an insurance run is added here in the bottom of the 5th, thanks to Austin Manor, a solo home run to straightaway center field. Makes it Hedgesville 5, Washington 2. We're headed to the 6th after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Did you know that anybody can have lunch at Berkeley Senior Center? Hello, this is Amy Orndorff, Executive Director at Berkeley Senior Services. We serve a healthy, nutritious, and delicious lunch 5 days a week at
217 North High Street in Martinsburg. For seniors age 60 and up, the charge is by donation only, and for those under 60, it's just $7.25. And while you're here for lunch, take a look at all of our great programs and activities. Find out more, including our daily menu, at berkeleyseniorservices.org or by calling 263-8873. We look forward to serving you.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
We welcome you back here as our top of the sixth inning is brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first. Parsons. And get a meeting here of the four umpires. Looks like nothing extreme there. Not sure what they were reviewing. And now we'll have our home plate umpire go over and talk with Eric Grove. Not sure what's going on there.
I think they missed each other. Yeah, I think this Don Tapley's actually going to. I'm not sure. Prior to the inning, they were tending a little bit to Noah Brown. I was going to say as the inning ended there, he dove at first kind of late, and we seen Tristan Wysocki, similar play, you jammed his thumb up a couple of days ago, and you were happy for him. We seen him back on the field the other night, all taped up a little bit, but it looked like a similar thing here with Noah Browns. He dove in, probably wasn't going to get there anyway. Dives, your shortstop, your senior leader, you probably don't want that, but they were tending to him a little bit, and then the umpires came together and maybe give a visit or something at that point.
First pitch swinging is Connor Smith, and he's going to hit it into right center field. He's rounding first, loses his helmet, now backtracks as a good throw in from Landon Pence, keeps him there, but it's another lead off base hit to begin an inning for Washington.
Yeah, set on a fastball, got one from McGill, and sent it right back through the box. Seen a lot of, we're going to get a pinch runner here, number 12. It's going to come in, find a little speed here. So they're opting here in the sixth to go ahead and run. Go ahead and run 12 for Connor, and this point in the game, sixth inning, not a bad call. He may not get back up again. The way McGill hits the base or throws the baseball.
Burdick, the courtesy runner now, and a pickoff attempt over at him, and Burdick slides back in safely head first. Is now batting for Washington is Braden Edwards. McGill, the lefty, looking over at Burdick. That's in the pitch. Going to be popped up to the left side of the infield over towards foul territory. Austin Manor, the third baseman, has it. Makes the catch for the out.
Big out there because much like Hedgesville, Washington also, they hit back to back to back. And when Smith gets on and then hands the baton over to Edwards, generally there's, they can do some damage. And Edwards not happy with himself for popping out there to the to the third baseman. As he's walking over to the dugout, he said something, I'm not sure. But regardless, he's not happy with his bat there.
Pickoff attempt again. Burdick slides back in as Robbie Lopez steps up to the plate with one out and the runner on first here in the top of the sixth. It's Hedgesville 5, Washington 2. As I said earlier this broadcast, Lopez with a big game against Musselman as he takes this pitch outside for a ball. He had 3 hits, 3 RBIs so far today. He walked and flew out to right. It's a quiet day for him.
Yeah, Hedgesville last inning with their first run since that 4-run first inning off that home run. They've been pretty quiet up to that since that first inning.
1-0 pitch, fouled back. Count now 1-1 to Lopez.
On the other side, Washington got a run in the first, run in the second, after that 4-run bottom of the first for Hedgesville. Then he's got another run in the third to chip away. And then, of course, last inning, Hedgesville with the big long fly to give him some insurance.
1 ball, 1 strike. Action, it appears, possibly over in Hedgesville's bullpen. That's the pitch to Lopez is called a strike from Miguel. Count 1-2. Miguel
Lopez
so
didn't
far.
like that as it broke down under his elbows there, he felt.
5 strikeouts today for him, trying to make it 6. And this one in the dirt, skips past Canarium. That'll allow Burdick to advance to second base. And the count 2-2 now to Lopez here with 1 out in the top of the 6th.
You don't see that much with the catcher, Canarium, the senior there, as it gets between his legs. He generally blocks it up pretty well, and he just didn't drop down there, crossed him up a little bit, and right between the legs of Canarium and the legs of the umpire to the backstop.
Timeout called as Lopez steps out and adjusts his batting gloves before stepping back in. Miguel on the mound for Hedgesville. 2-2 count. Looks at the runner behind him. Now back home. Here's the kick and the pitch. And that's called strike 3. Lopez goes down looking for out number 2 in the 6th. Punch out of the evening for Mason Miguel.
Lopez didn't care for the call much. He's been catching on all day, so he kind of knows Tapley strike zone. He didn't feel like that might have been the case, and kind of taps his head and taps his bat and walked you back to the dugout there. Since the single had a fly out and a strikeout, so McGill's trying to keep this from becoming an inning for Washington.
Landon Brady now steps up to the plate yet again as the first pitch slow and in for ball 1.
Brady with a 360-foot single in this game.
That hit off that batter's eye in center field. It's the 1-0 pitch. Runner goes, and it's fouled by Brady over to the on-deck circle behind him. Count 1-1. So they had the hit and run on, but failed to deliver. Burdick, the pinch runner, on at second for Connor Smith in this 3-run game. 1-1 count to Brady. Miguel fires it in. That's going to be a hard ground ball to Noah Brown, the shortstop. His throw to first, caught by Faircloth to end the inning. To keep the runner stranded in scoring position. Head to the bottom of the 6th. It is Hedgesville 5, Washington 2. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Did you know that anybody can have lunch at Berkeley Senior Center? Hello, this is Amy Orndorff, Executive Director at Berkeley Senior Services. We serve a healthy, nutritious, and delicious lunch 5 days a week at 217 North High Street in Martinsburg. For seniors age 60 and up, the charge is by donation only, and for those under 60, it's just $7.25. And while you're here for lunch, take a look at all of our great programs and activities. Find out more, including our daily menu, at berkeleyseniorservices.org or by calling 263-8873. We look forward to serving you.
Most insurance companies see you as a claim number. Most law firms see you as a case file. When their top priority is their bottom line, you only get a fraction of the attention that you deserve. At the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, it's personal. We listen to our clients to see the whole picture, because every part of you is important. For a team built on relationships and results, call Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson at 304 Lawyers, or visit us at burkeandschultz.com.
Here we go. Bottom of the 6th inning, brought to you by Hagerstown Ford. They're revolutionizing the car buying experience. You can buy your next vehicle online, and they'll deliver it to you. If you don't like it, they'll take it back. Visit them online at fordofhagerstown.com. Faircloth, Plogger, Dunham, the 8-9-1 hitters in Hedgesville's lineup due up here in the bottom of the 6th as they look to tack on to their 5-2 lead against Washington here in the 4A Region 2 tournament.
Yeah, Faircloth holding down first base today. If you hadn't heard me say earlier, Mason Elliott. Faircloth generally the DH. Mason Elliott a lot of times holds down first, but Faircloth doing a great job today as Elliott, has a little bit of a back neck issue.
First pitch to Faircloth taken for strike one from Kelly.
Apparently there was, he got injured a little bit in the Frankfurt game, and so they're playing it safe here today and keeping him out.
0-1 pitch. Grounded by Faircloth to the third baseman, Dupree. He bobbles it, but scoops it up. Throw across the diamond. Beats Faircloth to the bag for the out. Yeah, went over whenever I was interviewing Coach Grove and saw Elliott playing toss to see if he could go today, and Grove waiting to hear from the trainer what his feeling was, and with that, obviously, the scratch was made. Pitch to Plogger, who squares to bunt, and I believe it hit the bat twice to cause it to be a foul ball, and a 0-1 count now to Plogger.
Faircloth done a great job over there at first today. Filling in, I guess you could say, or what have you, but also today, Finn Dupree's taking a couple hot shots down there, and he just sucked it up, became a hockey goalie, knocked him down, and made a good strong throws across the field.
The 0-1's going to be a hard ground ball to Gawkler, the second baseman, who bobbles it, and his throw to first not in time, as Plogger's got a bit more speed than Faircloth does.
Don't want to bobble it with him going down the line, do you?
E4.
Yep.
Puts Plogger at first. That'll bring up Cash Dunham. Kelly sets, and the pitch. Lined into center field by Dunham, and that's going to one-hop the fence. Both guys circling the bases. It's going to be a stand-up double for Dunham, putting runners now at second and third for Hedgesville here in the bottom of the sixth, bringing up Pence.
Ball was hit hard, nothing Earl could do out there as it took off that 7-Eleven sign in. When it left the bat, it had some exit velo, and going to get a mound visit here by Jay Earl. Was a base hit here could put this game completely out of hand.
Looks like we're getting the pitching change as a result. Let you finish your point if you got anything before we go to break.
I was going to say that the base hit here makes it 7-2, and the way Mason McGill was pitching here at the top of the seventh, that 5 runs would be almost insurmountable, I would think.
All right, let's step aside, take a 1-minute break for our pitching change. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Back in 1 minute.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We welcome you back here as we have a call to the bullpen brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard, Suite 301. Call 304-263-3361. Now on the mound for the Washington Patriots, number 4, Sven Dupree comes in here in the bottom of the 6th with 1 down. Runners on second and third for Hedgesville, and Pence up to bat. First pitch, low and away for ball 1 to Pence from Dupree.
35 pitches stopped there for Kelly. Not sure if that was strategic or if they just wanted to try to get out of this inning here.
And now a hard ground ball to the shortstop, Show, and he's going to throw to third, trying to see if he caught the runner leaning in Plogger, but Plogger able to trickle on back and dive past the tag, and that'll load the bases now.
He froze Plogger there for a minute, had him, but then he took his time there to throw back across, give Plogger time to get back. So if Schoen throws immediately, I believe they get him by a step or so, but allowed him to get his body turned, his momentum going back to third, and he beat the throw back. And then Pence moves to, gets on the fielder's choice. Cash Dunham just kind of hung up out there waiting to see what was going to happen in second. So bases loaded here with Canarium. Infield all drawn in.
Pitch from Dupree. This is low for ball 1 to Canarium. Hedgesville 5, Washington 2. Hedgesville threatening here, though, to add on in the bottom of the 6th. Bases loaded, 1 out. Next pitch. Popped up down the first baseline, foul territory, and it'll go into the bullpen. Count 1-1.
The best thing you can do there if you're Washington and that ball's got you, you're chasing it down that line, you can just let it drop. I mean, at this point, do you even catch a foul ball? You hope it's just going to be another run, so take your chances and let it drop.
The pitch to Canarium on the 1-1 at the knees and called strike 2. Canarium not happy with that one as he's now behind in the count against Dupree.
Yeah, certainly a strikeout is what Sven Dupree's chasing here for sure. Anything in play is going to make for a tough play for Washington as they have the infield drawn up. A lot of holes to hit through out there.
1-2 pitch. Low for ball 2. Count 2-2 now to Canarium. Canarium had the single in the first inning. That is only hit today. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Pitch. Trying to get him to chase did Dupree as he wants a breaking ball into the opposite batter's box. The count now full of 3 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, bases loaded.
That pitch has got to be more competitive there to give Canarium to even think about chasing. Now you've got to feed him here or you're going to be another run. So Canarium's going to be setting.
That pitch is inside. Ball 4, and that walks in the run, making it 6-2. Hedgesville leading Washington down the bottom of the 6th.
Put it back by Canarium, just, waiting it out. On those last 2 pitches from the 2-2 pitch. And we're going to see the umpires are going to talk. Going to bring them all in here. C.L. Baker is asking for some clarification.
Now we're going to get Hedgesville head coach Eric Grove to come out.
Not 100% sure what they're going to call here, but he's going to bring the umpire crew in as the ball. I mean, it was a 3-2 pitch, hit off of Robbie Lopez, went over, and it was picked up by the third baseman, which is legal. And I'm not sure exactly what the call was, but when Sven Dupree had Canarium 2-2, then he threw 2 uncompetitive pitches there. Those pitches have to be around the plate, have to be 50 pitches at the most, or maybe the 2-2 pitch get him to extend, but not to extend to the point where, he's not going to, Canarium's too good to, look for something in the other batter's box. And so great patience there by Canarium. And Dupree let that one get away there, is now at 6-2.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe they were thinking that with it a ball 4, if it was a dead ball on the ball 4 wild pitch, or if maybe trying to come home with Dunham. I wasn't paying attention there, or not, if they tried to advance extra base runners. Currently the bases are loaded with Dunham at third, Pence at second, and now Canarium at first after the base on balls. The runner came home to score to make it 6-2. There's 1 out now. You're going to get Eric Grove being talked to by one of the 4 umpires, and Jay Earl, Washington's head coach, also getting a talking to.
Yeah, I believe that maybe they're saying that it either hit someone or hit something over there in the dugout, and
if
maybe
it did, that'd be a dead ball. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that would bring another run in.
Right.
But apparently they were saying that it was just a ball that hit. We're just assuming the ball kicked over towards Washington's dugout, and they're saying that maybe hit something over there, hit someone. So at this point, we are not getting anything other than ball 4.
Yeah, I don't know if we had an angle of it on our camera or not. My guess is probably no, with us only having one camera, and now got our umpires getting a bit frustrated too because Hedgesville still trying to plead its case here. And it looks like we're also going to get a courtesy runner here as well for the catcher, Canarium.
Number 23.
You have here who that is on the scorecard in front of you. I know you've kind of written over the jersey numbers, but
I believe it's
Stefanko.
Possibly.
I see a 3 there. Can't tell if there might be a 2 next to it or not because of you also using that as your scorecard for the Washington lineup. So I'll try to check Game Changer here.
Game Changer has
23 has Chris Williams.
Yeah, I was going to say it's Williams.
Yeah, Stefanko's just number 3. His first pitch swinging is Jay Vians, and he'll foul it over to the right now to play for strike 1. So that is Williams now in for Canarium as the courtesy runner on first. Second, it's Pence. Dunham at third, so bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of 6 for Hedgesville. Next pitch to Vians. He'll line over the glove of the shortstop and into center field. 1 run will score. The throw home is hit off. The runner coming in, and Pence, who slides in to make it Hedgesville 8 and Washington 2.
Yeah, he jumped on that pitch, went over the drawn-in infield, which wouldn't have mattered. Schoen did his best NBA attempt to jump and make a play there, but it was well over his head into center field. Jackson Earl picks it up, throws home, made a great play, made a great throw. Just as Pence come in and hit Pence, hit him on the slide. So the game's getting kind of out of hand here, 8-2 with McGill on the mound, and Hedgesville now with a lot of smiles and
getting a substitution here. As got a new runner in for
Vines.
It is Cam Pence, I believe. I heard 32 in for 24. His Manor up the bat, and he'll send another one to center field, but this time it is caught by Earl, and the sac fly, though, will score another run to make it 9-2 Hedgesville over Washington here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, just what the doctor ordered for Manor. Manor had home run earlier, found a pitch there he liked as well, and got another barrel, so he's seen the ball really, really well, today, and he's got a couple RBIs to his credit here.
2-out runner on first. Pitch is a strike from Dupree to Pedersen.
Earl pitching against Musselman. Now you see Hedgesville seen Dupree, Kelly, and Edwards.
Nice pitch in the dirt. Almost gives past Lopez, but not too far away from him. That keeps Pence at first.
They're going to see Washington have to play tomorrow. Should they not come back and win this, they're going to have to use another pitcher. So regardless, Hedgesville is going to certainly be in a good place.
1-1 now scoops off Lopez and heads straight to our eye level here in the press box. Count 2-1, and on the play, the base runner and Cam Pence takes second.
Yeah, it went up in the air, up to the press box.
And used Robbie Lopez as a ramp. 2-1. Misses upstairs for ball 3 to Pedersen.
Yeah, so not only is Hedgesville winning this particular game, but they have they're giving themselves a chance to see just about all the pitching that Washington has.
3-1 is going to be grounded to shortstop. Schoen's throw to first. It's in time. Pedersen goes down on the 6-3 ground out, and that'll end the bottom of the 6th, but one that you are happy with if you're Hedgesville, as you get 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th to extend the lead to 9-2. Washington down to its final 3 outs as we head to the top of the 7th after this 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Mark Q's Plumbing and HVAC is here to solve your plumbing and heating problems while meeting your renovation needs. Now serving Berkeley, Jefferson, Hampshire, and Mineral counties. We're a family-owned and operated company that's fully licensed and insured. We can do kitchen and bathroom upgrades and remodels, plumbing, HVAC and light excavation, well pumps, water heaters, and drain clearing. Call 304-620-8013. Mark's Q's Plumbing and HVAC. We look forward to working with you.
Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information. Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information.
We welcome you back. Our top of the 7th is brought to you by Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution, located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard, Suite 301. Call 304-263-3361. Bottom of the lineup due up here for Washington. Derek Earl showing 7-8-9 batters against Mason McGill, who now sits comfortably for Hedgesville with its 9-2 lead over Washington.
Yeah, McGill's went 6 innings. You give up 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 6 strikeouts, and a walk so far. Now he's got a big 7-run lead. Let's see what he does here.
First pitch misses to Derek, high for ball 1.
Started the inning with 76 pitches. Kind of crucial there, considering pitch counts.
A 1-0 high and outside for ball 2. Lengthy inning there offensively for Hedgesville. It looks like might have caused McGill to kind of lose a bit of control here to begin this at-bat. 2-0. It is a strike, though, at the shoulders of Derek. The count now 2-1.
Yeah, he certainly doesn't want to put the leadoff hitter on. Then, 7-run lead.
Derek choked up on the bat a good bit as well. 2-1 inside. It's ball 3.
Yeah, that if he starts this inning at 75 pitches, there's a chance that you may take him out because 275 pitches is only 2 days rest, and he's available again. I started at 76, so it's 3 days rest, so you might as well run him one out to 110 now.
3-1 misses outside for ball 4. It's a leadoff walk for Marshall Derrick to begin this top of the 7th. And that'll bring up Jackson Earl.
I think you got a run here for Derrick, don't you? I don't know. 7-run lead, that doesn't really matter.
Probably not.
But you don't need more. You don't need him to come back around and hit again if it's going to be.
Looks like we got some action over in Hedgesville's bullpen just in case. Colton Stefanko getting ready to toss over there.
Yep, this is EPAC baseball. Don't count anybody out. See Huff over there, up standing on that foot. Got the K's jacket on, smiling a little bit, so hopefully that means he's nothing serious.
Pitch from McGill to Earl is called strike 1.
Got word front that Earl wasn't it wasn't his ankle, that it definitely was the shin that took a good shot there from that ground ball.
That's what I figured originally, but also is this a ground ball past the glove of Noah Brown into left field, so back-to-back base runners as Earl gets his first hit, putting runners at first and second now for Washington here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, Earl's putting the barrel on the ball 2 out of 3 times here, so he's seeing McGill pretty well, and that's something to be said for for a hitter here with McGill on the mound the way he throws the ball. So now you got, for whatever reason, Levi Faircloth up. Now I'm not sure that Washington can afford to bunt here.
Pitch inside to Schoen for ball 1. Yeah, I'd agree. Not going to trade outs in a 7-run game.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So, and he's way up. He's not just up, he's up. In the grass up.
Next pitch is a strike. Count 1-1. Yeah, he's standing in front of where Jackson Earl's leading off right now at the kind of curled edge of the infield grass. Pitch outside and slightly high. Count 2-1 now to Schoen.
Again, Schoen has bunted before, bunted for a base hit, so not got to defend it, but I certainly probably would stay back.
2-1, low for ball 3. So.
Also would have bunted Brady earlier, who almost hit a home run.
Yeah. 3-1 count now to Schoen, so Mason McGill kind of struggling here against Washington's bottom of the lineup.
Every call works, and every call doesn't work, depending on the result, right?
Very true. It's a 3-1 pitch right down the middle. Count now full 3-2 to Schoen.
Not a bad take there. I mean, you're going to have to force him to throw some pitches and,
Payoff pitch, fouled into the first base dugout fence. Schoen stays alive. Runners on first and second here in the top of the 7th. Nobody out for Washington, who trail Hedgesville 9-2 in this playoff matchup.
Faircloth moved back with 2 strikes.
Pitch catches the inside corner as Schoen jumped back thinking it was ball 4, but it's called strike 3. Schoen goes down looking for out number 1.
Yeah, I know he's upset a little bit, but McGill does have that ball that runs back on the harm side, and he cut it and it ran back just enough.
Bring up Gaukler now. Pitch from McGill. And strike 1 to Gaukler. Gaukler 1 for 2 so far. He singled and struck out looking. Next pitch. Inside off the glove of Canarium, and both base runners advance 1 base each.
Yeah, we see it every game, with these younger catchers, high school catchers. They catch 100 pitches, and then, one sneaks by them or you get crossed up, and it's just a tough spot back there to play.
1-1 count. Here's the pitch, high and outside for ball 2 to Gaukler now from McGill.
One thing it did do is it took the force off, so it's going to make Hedgesville's defense to go across the diamond here.
2-1 count, the windup and the pitch from McGill. It's going to be a ground ball by Gaukler up the middle past the diving glove of the second baseman Viens, but charging in is the center fielder Pence to only allow 1 run to score. But that makes it 9-3. Runners on the corners and 1 out, and we'll get a timeout called here for a mound visit for Hedgesville.
Gaukler got 2 hits coming in off the bench. That's pretty tough. Pretty good, when you're, coming off the bench there facing one of the top-tier pitchers in the EPAC, and a strikeout guy. He does have a strikeout looking, but 2 base hits for Gaukler, who could be needed here in these next couple of games.
Sven Dupree will
maybe
come
still
up.
In this game.
Yeah, who knows?
Not over.
There's only 1 out so far. Washington not giving up. Winner gets the advantage with it being double elimination here in the region tournament. Loser gets a meeting in an elimination game tomorrow night against Musselman.
And here comes the lefties.
Dupree struck out looking his first time up, grounded into a 1-3 fielder's choice his second time up. Last time up, grounded out to second. Runners on the corners, 1 out. McGill, after the timeout for Hedgesville, sets first pitch. It's a ground ball by Dupree to the second baseman Viens, and fielder's choice gets the lead runner, or second runner from first to second. Lead runner came home to score from third to make it 9-4.
Yeah, I think maybe you have to take a pitch there coming out of the break. You're down 6 runs. A little bit of trouble for McGill, and what's the hurt to take a pitch or 2 there to try to get him to work harder, and maybe should have possibly
You're now down to your
worked
final
him a little
out.
more.
Mm-hmm. A 1-0 count, 2 out as Connor Smith up to bat. Hedgesville 9, Washington 4 here in the top of the 7th. Runner at first, the pitch from McGill, outside for ball 2 to Smith. Big lefty here against McGill. Heading the count 2-0. McGill looks over at the runner at first. A big leg kick and the pitch. It's taken for strike 1. Count now 2-1 to Smith.
Smith with home run power. He could give this team a little lift here with 1 swing of the bat. Certainly a big time home run power on deck,
2-1 pitch to Smith. Misses low and away for ball 3.
Ultimately, you're just looking to continue to pass the baton. Really not really looking to. Home run does clear the bases, and gives you a couple of runs, but it clears the bases, it clears things up. You just want to keep pressure on Hedgesville as long as possible.
3-1 up and in. Ball 4 to Smith. Another walk issued by McGill here. Continues this one and will bring up Braden Edwards. Runners on first and second and 2 down here in the top of the 7th. McGill walk his way up the backside of the mound here to begin this at-bat against Braden Edwards. Edwards with 2 singles and an RBI today, also a pop-out foul territory to the third baseman his last time up.
A couple hits there, 2 for 3 day.
McGill's first pitch. Big swing and a miss from Edwards for strike 1.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Swinging there, early, better be your pitch.
A 1 count now to Edwards. McGill looks at the runner behind him now at second. Looks back home, out of the stretch. The pitch taken for strike 2. Washington now down to its possible final strike of the ball game. McGill's 0-2 pitch to Edwards, tipped and off the glove of Canarium. Stay alive. If Canarium was able to hold on to that one, probably would have been the best defensive play of the night with how hard it came off the bat on the foul ball.
Yeah. Edwards now trying to just stay alive here, keep his team alive. McGill trying to finish this thing off with a good pitch here. 0-2, 2 outs.
McGill takes a deep breath on the mound, fires it home. That's going to be a line drive to the right fielder, Plogger. He doesn't even have to move to make the catch. That's the ball game. Hedgesville gets the winner's advantage. 9-4 our final score over Washington. We'll now take on Musselman tomorrow night in an elimination game. Step aside, take a 2-minute break, and then be back with our post-game show. This is West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Back in 2.
Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information. Tomorrow's success begins with today's preparation. Give your child a pathway to flourish and thrive with a well-rounded education. Enrollment is now open at the Classical Christian Academy in Martinsburg. Visit tcca.life/information.
The future doesn't wait. Why should you? Blue Ridge Community and Technical College offers over 60 degree and certificate programs in education, IT, culinary arts, engineering, and so much more. Small class sizes, flexible schedules with evening and online classes, affordable tuition, plus financial aid is available to those who qualify. Now you can go to college. Visit us online at blueridgectc.edu. That's blueridgectc.edu. Stop waiting and enroll today.
Hey, it's Cody from Cody's Auto Body.
You're a potty mouth.
But we do a really great job fixing cars after an accident.
I know, but you're still a potty mouth.
I'm possibly the best friend you could ever have.
You are, but potty mouth.
If you need your car repaired, come to Cody's Auto Body, located at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Because that's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
See? Potty mouth.
Leave me alone.
Let's talk about what to do after a car or truck accident.
First, call 911. Then call Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
Let us handle the insurance company so you can focus on getting better.
Being injured in a wreck is enough stress. Let your doctor handle your medical issues.
And let the Skinner brothers handle your insurance issues.
If you've been hurt in almost heaven,
call the Sevens, 304-777-7777.
We welcome you here to Hedgesville High School as we head to the postgame show, brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, with a full lunch and dinner menu and daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Tonight's final score, Hedgesville 9, and Washington 4. So Hedgesville gets the win. They advance here on this side of the 4A Region 2 tournament bracket. Washington now heads to an elimination game for Hedgesville. 9 runs on 10 hits, 1 error. Washington 4 runs, 7 hits, and 3 errors here this evening. Let's get a quick game scoring summary before we get into our stats. Brought to you by the Mansion Freddie Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to WVJusticeLawyers.com. It was Hedgesville striking first with 4 runs on 4 hits in the bottom of the first. Washington would try to chip away at the lead, scoring 1 run in the top of the second, another in the top of the third. And then it was 4-2 until the bottom of the fifth, where Hedgesville was able to get a solo home run by Manor to make it 5-2. And then they added insurance runs, 4 of them in the bottom of the sixth, to put the game to bed. Washington was able to score 2 in the top of the seventh, but obviously 2 was not enough, down 7. Again, final score 9-4. Hedgesville gets the victory. That's our scoring summary. Let's now get our game stats, brought to you by CMA's Martinsburg and Winchester dealerships. They're proud to be the owners who just care more. First, we'll get our pitching lines. Mason McGill gets the win, going 7 innings, giving up 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 of them earned, and struck out 7, walked 3 for Washington. On the mound, Kelly went 3 1/3, giving up 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, no strikeouts, no walks. Edwards gets the loss. He started off giving 2 innings pitched, gave up 5 hits, 4 runs, only 1 earned, struck out 3, walked 1, and then Dupree went 2/3 of an inning, giving up a hit, 2 earned, which both were, or 2 runs, both earned, no strikeouts, and 1 walk. Offensively on the day for Hedgesville, it was a 2-hit day for Cash Dunham, 1 hit for Pence, as well as Canarium and Vians, who had 3 RBIs. Manor had 2 hits, 3 RBIs, 2 runs. Pedersen with a hit, as well as Noah Brown and Levi Faircloth. On the other side for Washington, it was Gawkler with 2 hits, Smith with a hit, Edwards with 2 hits, an RBI. By the way, Dupree had an RBI, so did Gawkler, going back and looking at that. Brady had a hit as well, and lastly, Earl with 1 hit. So before we get our post-game interviews, what were your thoughts here on tonight's contest, Trip?
I think, Hedgesville jumped out early, and I think the biggest thing was, like I said, in between innings there, you could hear them in that dugout saying, we need more, it's not enough. They didn't set on it. They knew what they were up against in Washington, and the way they can put crook, they can mash just as well. So the fact that they went out there, even though they knew they had McGill on the mound, and felt like, when McGill's pitching, that anytime you get the lead is safe. They're over there saying, we need more, we need more. So I think that's the difference, that, it's really tough to chase a victory or chase a game when McGill's on the mound and he keeps you behind, and when you're down multiple runs, it's hard to kind of bunt and things like that. And he feels the bunt, he feels his position well. We've seen a couple of comebackers and hard, strong throws across the diamond. Good defense by Hedgesville as well, and their speed. They run. They run well. They're faster than Washington. When it comes to 1 through 9, and I think that plays big too. As they run the bases well, and they take calculated chances, and but they swing the bat. I mean, there's no real way to. It's tough to prepare for them. Are they first pitch swingers? You know what I mean? How do you how do you attack them and get them out? I mean, you got so many guys. You got so many guys that square the ball up in Pence and Canarium, and Manor hits the ball deep. Vians and Plogger, those guys just Dunham, just hard outs, and then not only that, but just the speed to go with it. So difference is they knew they needed more, and they weren't going to settle with that lead that could have possibly, if they settled on it, we're looking at a 4-4 game.
All right, well, let's now get into our Player of the Game interview, brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first. Parsons, I believe we're going with co-players of the game here tonight, as we are first joined by Austin Manor of Hedgesville, a 2-for-3 day, as well as 3 RBIs, especially that solo home run over the batter's eye in center field. So congrats on the win, Austin, and have you first just kind of walk us through that at bat for the home run.
So went up to bat, just looking for my pitch to hit. First one swung pretty hard, just got by me. Second pitch, he came a little bit lower with the fastball and just hammered it. So just looking for my pitch. Now, honestly, nobody's on base, so I'm just trying to get on base, and I just squared it up.
A lot of home runs come back to that right now, trying to hit home runs. And that situation there, you're just trying to get the ball in play, like you say, square it up. You squared the ball up plenty of times tonight, even on that last out. The ball was hit really hard. And but that first inning, you jumped out. You guys were rolling. You had a couple hits, you had a couple runs, and I said up in the booth that you guys, like, you passed the baton. Like, the hitting's contagious with you guys. And that first inning was kind of explosive. Take us through that first inning and the emotion in the dugout getting that 4-run lead.
So we came out pretty hot. You know, everything was just seeming to be falling, getting into the gaps, and then just kept it rolling. With runners in scoring position, we scored them. We just kept hitting the ball. Like you said, hitting is contagious, especially with us. When we're all hitting, we're a dangerous team. So
yeah, for sure. Mason McGill's been phenomenal this year. His numbers on the mound or some kind of video numbers. Young guy out there, plays like he's like he's been on the mound for years. He's just a sophomore, and when you guys get that lead, it would seem to me like it'd be easy to sit on that lead. But in between innings, I could hear the dugout saying, "We need more. We need more."
Yeah, it's always good to get more for your pitcher up there. He gets more comfortable. When you're not scoring, it's a little bit more on him. He feels like he can't let any runs go up, especially even hits, because I know once he gives up 1 or 2 hits, he gets back up, and he's one great pitcher, I will say that.
Washington, got to go back and play Muscle. You get the winner of that matchup. They got to beat you 2 out of 3. How are you feeling going into day after tomorrow, whatever day it is now?
I feel really confident in our abilities. I mean, we've been hot. I think we're going to keep this going, and try and end up at the state tournament. That's our goal right here.
Well, good. So one more thing. It's been an up and down season, no doubt. We've watched your game changer. We've watched the games. There's times when, you guys went down to Virginia Beach, kind of the wheels fell off here and there. How do you right the ship and be playing your best baseball this time of year? What's the recipe for that?
So those games are just honestly just building up. That's us finding out who we are as a team, what we need to do, and then when it comes down to playoff time, that's when we know it's really time to go, and we live by the fact that we are not losing. We go up there, we hack at the pitches we need to swing at, we get runners on, and we score them. That's our recipe.
So you said those are to find out who we are. Give us in 1 or 2 words who's Hedgesville baseball right now.
Right now, we are dominant.
Dominant.
We are dominant.
All right, good answer. Congratulations on the win, and hope we'll see you in a day or 2, depending on how things play out, and then see you beyond that.
All right, thank you.
Great game.
So there you go. That's Austin Manor, the home run hitter for Hedgesville today in the 9-4 win. Waiting to see maybe if we have Mason McGill, winning pitcher, also coming up as well or not. Don't know if he is. It looks like we're getting the thumbs down. It looks like so that'll wrap things up for us here tonight. Again, final score, Hedgesville 9, Washington 4. So Hedgesville gets the winner's advantage. 1 win away now from a regional championship series are the Eagles. For Washington, with the loss, they head to a do-or-die elimination game tomorrow as they host the Musselman-Appleman tomorrow night. We'll have coverage, though, tomorrow, unless some sort of weather comes in and postpones things again of the number 1 team in the state, the Jefferson Cougars, playing host to the Martinsburg Bulldogs. That right now scheduled for 6 p.m. tomorrow, so we'll go live at 5:45. But for Nick Verzolini back at the studio, as well as Dylan Bishop and Kyler High, our on-site crew, for Trip Tobin, I'm Colin McLaughlin signing off. This has been West Virginia High School Playoff Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Have a good night, everyone.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Trips Flooring, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Burke Schultz Herman and Jenkinson Personal Injury Attorneys, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, the Larry DeMarco Team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, Hagerstown Ford, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremation Robert Fields & Sons, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, Floor Pools, Smallwood and Small Insurance, CMA Martinsburg and Winchester Dealerships, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, the Palace Lounge.